Rubber Room. I'm ckolly, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm just kind of getting myself together here. I'm a few minutes early because I wanted to check and make sure I'm in the right spot and doing the right thing. We'll get some lights on here so you can see what's happening. Oh, I think I'm pretty good actually today. We'll do a little bit here. This is our new catalog. I'm sure you guys have seen this a lot these past couple days. It went live yesterday. And its little cohort here is the free catalog that coordinates with it. And that is the celebration catalog. The celebration catalog has free products in it. So you can earn free products with any qualifying order. And a qualifying order would be a $50 order or a $100 order. I'm going to really quickly, since I am a few minutes early, I'll just bop through this catalog with you very quickly here, so you can see what's inside. How about that, a little peek inside the celebration catalog? Tomorrow night I'm going to be having a celebration class, and we're going to make these 2 cards. It will be live here at 7 o'clock, and these are some cards I got in a swap. They were designed by my downline, Beth Kozik. So this is one of them that we're going to make. And I really love that green combination. I think that's really cute. And there's one of our new wide ribbons, which I think is really pretty. And here's just some paper. Now these are both celebration items. It comes with a stamp set and a coordinating pack of paper, and you can earn those free with a $100 purchase. So that's going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, provided my voice holds out. I got a little bit of a cold when I was in Virginia, definite weather-related issue with my sinuses. It was much warmer there than it is here, and those changes in weather tend to take a toll on my sinuses. So, okay, here's our celebration catalog, and this is the first item that you can earn free with a $50 purchase, and this is called Island Vibes. It's really cute. It has a little potted plant and the pineapple, and then kind of some palm leaves there. And this is the free 12 by 12 paper, and let me see if I can get it up close so you can see it. This is Daffodil paper. It's called the Daffodil Daydreams bundle. I got it completely out of where you could see it. Let's see if I go this way. There, that's a little bit better. You can see it there. And it coordinates with the Daffodil stamp set. So these are the cards that they've made with that as samples for us. And I did put a little video on my page with the video showing how to make these little cards and what this was about. So you could actually purchase the Daffodil bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies, and then pick the paper for free. This one here is the Catching Butterflies. So you have this adorable little girl with her little kind of fishing net and some butterflies, and then some cute little sayings there. I think she's really cute, kind of with it punched out and kind of popping up through that circle. And here we have Driving By. I like this in these really bright, fun colors. Here's a little kind of sports car with some balloons on it, and a little VW wagon or bus, as you would. We used to call those slug bugs when we were growing up. I know they have a different name now. And there's the packages on top of it. And then a bus, actually a little bus. It needs a little flower power sign on the outside, I think. That was the throwback to the hippie days, right? And this one we're going to be working with today, and this is the rainbow paper. So it's called Sunshine and Rainbows, and it's a pack of 6 by 6 papers. There are 48 sheets in here, for each of 12 different designs, and it's all double-sided. It's just gorgeous. It's so happy and bright, and that coordinates with the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set, which we're going to be working with this month during my classes. And then here is the Simply Marvelous Designer Series paper. And that paper, you can tell, comes in just some gorgeous colors. There's a grape color there, and then blue and pink. It's a balmy blue, basic gray, gorgeous grape, blushing bride, bumblebee, and coastal cabana. Flirty flamingo, misty moonlight. It's going to coordinate with a lot of different colors, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You can see on the cards they put it down towards the bottom of them. Very, very pretty. And then this is the Awesome Otters. So you have 3 little otters here, and you have a birthday hat and a couple little sentiments in that one. And then this is the one that I just showed you that we're going to work with tomorrow, and it's called the Friendly Hello Stamp Set and Designer Series paper. So you get all of this paper. These are 12 by 12 sheets, and you get 2 each of 6 different designs. And then your stamp set has this beautiful bird in it, and some flowers and leaves and some sayings up here. I love this saying because that's big enough that we can make it the focal point of our card too. So lots more samples with it over here. In that one, you do have to have a $100 order to get both of those. And then this one here is the Special Moments stamp set. And it is all sayings in it. And this is another one where you need a minimum $100 purchase. And you can get this. There are 21 stamps in there. And they have the fancy font to them. And then it's kind of like a printed. So they use 2 different fonts together. I think this is just a gorgeous stamp set. And then lots more samples here. And then we do have one more. If you want to host a party and your party hits $300 or more in sales, this is the Camellia stamp set. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see if I can get it up here so you can really see it. I just love those. It's a distinctive stamp set, which if you guys know me, you know that's my favorite, right? I love the distinctive stamp set. So let's get it over here so you can see it. So you have like a flower, and then you have some leaves with it. And then again, some gorgeous sentiments too. So that's free when you host a party. That is $300 or more. If you also have $300 on your wish list, you can actually earn that stamp set for free too. You don't have to host a party. But if you need help reaching your $300 in sales, feel free to host a party. This is one of the samples that I really, really like. It uses one of the stamp sets from the mini catalog and cuts out the heart, and you can see that camellia right behind it, and just gives it a really, really gorgeous, let me see where I am here. There we go. I think you can see it there. It gives it just a really gorgeous look to it. Okay. And if you wanted to join during celebration, you can do the $99 starter kit. Put $125 worth of product into it and get 2 additional free stamp sets. It ships for free, and you also get a paper pumpkin kit in it. So that's a great deal. You get almost $200 worth of merchandise for your $99 investment. So that's another option that you have. My classes this month are going to be on January 22nd and 23rd, and we will be using this stamp set for one of them. I do 3 classes, and I do the same 3 classes on Saturday that I do on Sunday. It's from 1 to 4 both days. I do them Saturday and Sunday, so you can come at your convenience. And I do 3 of them. You can take 1 of them, you can take 2 of them, or you can take all 3 classes. Each class is designed with 3 cards, and you'll make 2 of each of the 3 designs. Classes are $15 each, or free with a $25 minimum purchase the day of class. So the first stamp set we're going to be using is this Rainbow of Happiness, and we're going to pair it with the Designer Series paper that I just showed you in the Celebration Catalog. So this is the first card that we're going to make. Here's some of the Designer Series paper. I love this mesh ribbon. We're going to use that today too. It has kind of a fun little silver look to it. And then we're going to use some of the dies and the stamps from the Rainbow of Happiness. So this is the second card that we'll be making. We're going to use a different technique with the ribbon on here. And we'll also be using the iridescent rhinestones on all of our cards. And then this one, and again, we're going to be using some foam sheets, which we'll use today, some iridescent rhinestones, that great ribbon, and the stamp set and designer series paper. So that's the Rainbow of Happiness class. And then the other one we're going to be doing is with the In the Moment stamp set. I don't know about you guys, but this stamp set just spoke to me when I saw this at On Stage. I knew I had to have it. It was the first one that I did order and the first class that I did prep and get ready to go. So this one we're going to use with a chalk marker technique, and we're just going to emboss it. And I use some, oh gosh, I never can remember the name of it, but a little bit of, it puffs it up. It will come to me later, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, it should be right here too, but no, it's not. It'll come to me and I'll tell you. But it makes an epoxy layer on stuff and makes it really shiny. But we're going to be using the twine and these glitter, little glitter dots for this class, along with the In the Moment stamp set. So we'll be making that card, and then this one. And I love taking that stamp set and stamping it on some designer series paper and using it also. And then this one, we're going to give this one a little double bow. This is kind of a fun fold and opens up like this. So that is going to be the In the Moment class. And you'll make 2 of each of those cards. And the next one is going to be the, excuse me, Hello Ladybug. So we'll be using the Hello Ladybug bundle, which includes this stamp set. And it has 15 different stamps in it. And then this punch. This is kind of a cool punch. I'll show you a couple other things that you can do with it. Making a butterfly with the wings or a flower with the wings. So we'll play around with that when we're in class. And then these are the cards that we're going to make. So we have this pretty one, and the class will include these little black dots. There are black matte dots. And then this one, and this is actually a class that my friend Rhonda designed. And then this one, and this card opens like this. And again, we have another one of those stitched dies. I shared with you the stitched greenery dies Monday night. And this is another one that has some of those stitched, they're like stitch rectangles and shapes. And they don't cut all the way through, but you get that great stitching to them. So that is going to be the Hello Ladybug class. So all 3 of those classes will be again January 22nd and 23rd. Okay, so today we are going to make this card. And this one I did with the, again, the sweet, oh gosh, that was just right on the tip of my tongue. I'm just having a terrible time with the names. Sunshine and Rainbows. Yeah, definitely sweet. Sunshine and Rainbows paper. And then this is a die from one of the new bundles in the catalog. And it comes with the Amazing Silhouettes stamp set. So you get these 3 silhouettes. This is another distinctive one that I just love. But the coordinating dies with it say thanks and you are an amazing. So you have you, and they pop their words out like this, or you can pop out a layer that they can layer on top of or sit on top of. So we're going to be using those today. And then let me see if I can find a place to put that. I was just going to share with you the rest of the paper in this pack. This is just a gorgeous pack of paper. So there's the front and back of that piece. I love those greens. They're so bright and happy. And then you have this little blue Yeah, the tiny little blue. Can you see the kind of vanilla hearts in it? Little tiny hearts. And then the stripes. And I think those will be the two that I use today. Maybe. Okay, and then you have these two. The Bermuda Bay, and they're just, it's so pretty. You can even put this piece of paper with either one of those. And it's just gorgeous. They just coordinate so well with each other. And then this polka dot, who doesn't love a good polka dot? And look at this. Nice wide stripe to go with it. I really like that together. And then here's just a fun sunshiny combination. Here's some really fine lines. I like that you have the bold kind of print on one side and then a smaller kind of pattern on the other. That way they'll coordinate super good together. Super good. And then this one and this one, I think that's really fun too. In fact, I think that's the one I'm going to use today. Yeah, I will. I'll use that one today. And then you have these two, which are really pretty. I kind of just really like these. They're kind of like in little rows almost. So you could use them as a border. Now this one, these little dies here will fit with the dies in the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. So I don't have my dies over here, but there's a die that will cut this rainbow out perfectly. So you don't have to kind of fancy cut those. You can use your die for those. And then we have these two. Look at these big puffy clouds with all the designs in them. I think that those are so cute. And then you have little white rainbows on your blushing bride there. And these are just kind of little stars and little triangles together. So that is a really fun pack of paper. Let's try not to get too messy so I still will be able to find things, because we're going to do this right from the very beginning of this card. I'm going to use a couple tools or tricks that I think are going to make this much, much easier for us, okay? So these are the two papers that I decided to use today. And I'm going to be using the die from the Simply Succulents, because you have this really nice background die. You have all these really cute dies, and I love the shapes. I like when you can put shapes that you can put over words. But we have this full die that is going to cut out just this really cool flowered background for us. So this is your Simply Succulents bundle. And this is just going to cut out that really cool background. We do have a couple in the mini catalog this time. One other one that will do this too. So that's going to give you this outline here. Okay. And we're actually going to make that the blue. And I am going to be using some adhesive sheets. And I'm going to put those on the back of my designer series paper. So I can put that on, and it will peel the back off and it will stick. Okay, so that's going to go on the back of this piece of paper. And then the other little tool I'm going to be using is our foam adhesive sheets. So these are our foam adhesive sheets. And I'm going to cut a piece of that so I can run it through and cut my thanks. So if you can see that thanks is kind of popped up all the way around, so that I'm going to get that look with the foam adhesive sheets. So let's take out one of these. I always keep my scraps because I never know which one will be the right size for next time, right? And that one is not. It's a little bit thin. So let's go back. This one might be the perfect size for it. It's still going to be a little thin. So I'm going to have to cut a big piece, but that's all right. I can save it for next time. So I'm just going to start off by measuring my die. And get my little trusty ruler here. So my die is 3.5 inch or 3 3/4 inches by 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut my foam adhesive sheet 3 3/4 inches. So I'll do it this way, and I'm gonna give it an extra 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And then I think I said 1 1/2 the other way, but let me just remeasure because 1 1/4. So I'm going to turn it and go 1 1/4 plus a 16. There we go. And then I'm just going to fold this over. And you could flip it over and recut it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to bring in my paper snips and fold it on there. Okay. Get this out of the way, and I'm going to put the rest of my adhesive foam sheet in here. And I am going to put this piece of white on top of it. That's just a scrap piece of white paper that is going to be maybe not quite big enough. So I'm going to cut a little piece here, and I'm going to make it 3 3/4. This looks like it's been through the war, doesn't it? By 1 1/4 plus an 1/8. And that should cover my entire piece of foam adhesive here. Okay, so this is sticky on both sides. I'm just going to peel one side off. I'm going to call that my top. And I'm going to put my paper right on top of it. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside for now because we're going to use that in a minute when we cut this paper. Okay, so we're going to need a piece of paper that is, I'm going to take this die and measure it, and it is, I want it to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, so this is the paper that I want to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm just going to bring it in. This is the way I want it. I was trying to figure out which way I wanted my little lines to go. So 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now, at the same time, I'm going to cut a piece of this adhesive sheet. Remember, this is our adhesive sheet that's going to make it sticky. Okay. And it is 5 3/4 inches wide. So I'm going to do 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to put my blade at 4 1/4 and at 5.5. Okay. So I don't want to cut too much extra off this. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one back. And if you don't have the adhesive sheet, you can certainly use your green glue for it. Your green glue would work perfectly for it. And I would use it on my mat with a sponge. Okay, so I'm just going to, it comes in like 3 little strips you can see here to peel off the back. So I'm going to take my designer series paper that I cut, and I am going to put this right on top of it. So I'm going to peel up just one part of the sticky paper and put my adhesive right on top of it like this. Whoops. I threw away the wrong part. Oh my goodness. What a day it's going to be, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to peel the next piece and put it on. And then I'm going to peel one more. And don't worry about that little spot that doesn't have any, because you won't even notice it when you go to put it down on your cardstock. Okay? So there we go. And that's going to make it sticky when we peel that back off there. So I'm going to bring in our Big Shot, or our big cut and emboss machine. And we're going to we'll do a little ride along, so we only have to go through here once. Well, I guess we'll do twice. So, because I'm cutting out with dies, I'm going to use that sandwich. So I'm going to have a number 1 plate, my number 2, and again, these all have numbers right on them, so you know how you're layering. That one's got a little adhesive stuck there. I'll have to get that something to clean that off with. So a number 2, a number 3. I'm going to treat myself to some new plates too. And I'm going to put my Designer Series paper with the adhesive back on it. And I'm going to line up my frame so I have a little bit of a trim around both edges and the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to throw a little Post-it note on top of it, so that will hold it straight as it goes through the embossing machine. Okay? That'll hold it right in place. So I'm just going to push this through here. And always when I'm working with a die that's really intricate like this, I'm going to go through and I'm going to bring it back also. So it gets kind of a two cuts with it. So I went all the way through, and now I'm just going to bring it back. All right, and then I'm going to bring in my words, my little thanks sentiment, and I have my foam with my cardstock on top. So I'm going to put my cardstock up and put my words on top of it and cover it with my number 3 plate. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to roll it all the way through, and then I'm going to come all the way back with it. All right. And then I'm just going to, before I move my machine, I'm just going to flip this over and make sure that it cut all the way through. Okay, and I think we're good. So I'm going to move that machine out of the way. And I'm going to take some thick, basic white cardstock. This is that real heavy, good kind of cardstock. And I'm going to score it at 5.5. And I love this paper trimmer because I can score and cut with the same one. And then I'm going to turn my paper and cut it at 4.25. And this allows me to just cut once and get 2 card bases. Okay. All right, so the only piece I have left to work on then is this piece that's going to go across the middle of my card. So I'm going to want it 4 inches this way, but I'm just going to measure and make sure. Yeah, 4 inches that way. And 1.5 inches. And I think I'm going to want it I'm going to go 4.25. Go this way with it. Okay. So I'm going to cut it 4.25 by 1.5. And that's just going to be the piece that I put my words onto. Okay. So that's going to go on top just like that. All right. So, there. And I am just going to start punching out all of those little pieces. Now, if I was thinking I would have brought my little die brush over, but I did not. So I'm just going to use my scissors and poke all of these pieces out. And they come out very, very easily. And I think part of the reason is because we did run it through there twice. Let's get it over here so you can see. They're kind of like dangling chads, right? And by cutting this paper 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you're going to cover the entire front of our piece of thick white cardstock. And I like to kind of mix the old catalog with the new catalog, because this catalog, especially with the coordinating papers in the celebration catalog, we have lots of great paper that we can use with lots of amazing sets that are in our annual catalog. We don't have to be left with just things that are in our new catalog. Some of us, especially right after Christmas, don't have a lot of money to purchase some things for that new catalog. So we're just kind of waiting until our next paycheck, or we get that credit card paid off, or whatever. So now is a good time to pick out some of the things in your annual catalog that you really haven't used in a while. And this is one of those things for me. Plus, this is one of my favorite dies. So really, anytime I can use this die, I look for an excuse to do so. All right, let's see. Make sure we got them all. And when you see how light, I'm sorry, not light, how tiny these little lines are, you're going to be really thankful that you put that sticky paper on the back of it. I think, one second, my light went out for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that, but let's just make sure there's a little one hanging there. And one more there. Okay, so I can look at my die and see I've got all the little pieces out. Okay? So then I'm just going to pop the top of my die off. Isn't it beautiful? I think that is just so, so gorgeous. Okay? And so now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to take my card base and I am going to burnish it on that score line that I made. Okay, and then I'm just going to dump these little tiny scraps off here. There we go. So now I have a brand new, like, really clean workspace, right? Okay, so this is folding the right way. So now I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to peel back that sticky paper. Okay, and so now this designer series piece of paper is going to lay right down. Now, if you didn't use the sticky paper, at this point you could kind of choose which side of the paper, which side of the designer series paper you wanted down. But when you use the sticky paper, you've made that commitment as to which side you want down, okay? So this is going to be the side that's down and the side that's sticky. And that's really a pretty side too. I really like that one too. I might have to go back and do another one, right? And I actually am going to stand up, get this down there because I want it to be nice and straight. And again, we made it 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So it's going to go from corner to corner and cover our entire piece of white cardstock. Okay? How fun was that, right? I like it when a plan comes together. And I like taking the time to do this all together with you so you can see what it's like from when you start to when you finish. as opposed to most of the time I come and all of my pieces are cut and we're all ready to go. And so this is kind of from the beginning to the end. You get to see how my brain works. So I've taken that piece off. That's just my die. And now I'm going to pop my words out. And remember, we use this foam adhesive sheet, so it is sticky on the back. And I'm just going to set my words aside for a minute. And I'm going to keep this because I can always use it over here for a little heart or a little star, any kind of die cut that could you go in there. So I am going to save that. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal to put down that little piece that I'm going to add my words to. So I'm going to add that kind of up towards the top a little bit, I think. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my snips and punch these little pieces out. These little tiny circle ones sometimes are a little bit harder to get out back to front, so, and they like to stick to everything. But you don't want them to stick to the front of your card because you want that nice hollowed out A and S. You don't want those little things hanging in there. Okay. And then you're just going to peel the back off this. And remember that tape or that foam sheet, adhesive foam sheet, is sticky front and back. So we put white cardstock on the front. And I'm going to put it down just like that. And then I'm going to bring in some of this silver mesh. And I'm just going to kind of twist it up and make a bow with it. And you guys will be happy to know, even in 2022, my bows are bunny ears. I am 60-something, and that really is not ever going to change, I don't think. For those of you that haven't heard this story before, my dad had to teach me how to tie my shoes because I am left-handed, and my mother, bless her heart, she had 4 children under the age of 5 at one point, and she did not have the patience for a lefty, especially a lefty with a mouth like mine. So my dad took on those tasks of teaching me to tie my shoes, and now when my kids are growing up, we put Velcro shoes on them, so neither my husband nor myself has to be frustrated with that task. Okay, so I got kind of long tails, but I can trim those up. So what I'm going to do is put this on with a little glue dot. I think this might be the first time I haven't really ever had to leave and go get something for you guys. So let's do this. And I got another one of my thumbs, so I'm just going to put a little glue dot in the middle where my bow is. And then I'm going to pull these 2 tails down. Let these out a little bit. I think this is such a pretty card. And so fun. I am so ready to not be in winter. And we really haven't had winter. We haven't had to use our snowblower yet even. It's rare when my son in Virginia uses his snowblower. And we haven't had to use ours here. And I feel so bad for you guys that are out in Virginia. I have a fellow demonstrator who's in Virginia, and she's on her 3rd day with no power. So she's getting very cold. I'm thinking about you, Monica. Sending some prayers your way. Okay, so here's our card today, you guys. I hope you really like it. It's really a fun one. It was a fun one for me to do. So I will be sharing my videos to a different YouTube page. I have a Rubber Room Ramblings YouTube page that I'm going to start using as opposed to my ckolly webpage. So I'll put that link here for you, and we should be all set, okay? I hope you guys love this card like I do. Again, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we'll be making these 2 cards with celebration items. And I also have this little basket here that is all full of cards made with celebration items. So I'll share that with you tomorrow night. And again, my classes are on the 22nd and the 23rd this month. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.